Hi, welcome to Yuletide Reflections. This is the online version of the Georgetown Friends of the Library Holiday Home Tour.
Because of COVID-19 concerns, the Yuletide Home Tour is online this year for everyone to enjoy. I'm your host, Al Joseph. This is my lovely wife, Lauren.
We'll be exploring 8 homes and 2 houses of worship, all beautifully decorated for the holidays.
Along the way, we'll be giving you some snippets of local history, and our generous homeowners will be sharing some holiday traditions with you and some decorating ideas.
So let's get started. We are starting out here at the beautiful Jane Scott house in the living room of this beautifully decorated historic house.
The home was built in the late 1700s. Its most well-known owners were Frederick Ford and his wife, Mary Ash Lucas. Their families planted rice in the area for generations. The Fords bought the property in 1909, and upon her husband's death, Mrs. Ford became known as May Ford.
She had an open invitation for everyone to come and enjoy the beautiful, deep southern front porch.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 1739 Jane Scott house located downtown in historic Georgetown. I want to welcome you all to our home for the Christmas season. We hope you are having a wonderful season of your own. And this house was built in 1739. Our plaque outside says 1780, but we've recently discovered that there was a structure here on site in 1739 built by William Fleming of Scotland. And when I actually purchased the home, I purchased it almost 300 years later from the Fleming family. So and their family they were originally from Scotland also. We are on a north, south, east, west axis. We do have a full basement in the home. We are 4 stories total with the original kitchen structure in the back that has the original double fireplaces and chimney. We have many different traditions here at the Jane Scott every year. One of our things that we take great pride in is our living room Christmas tree. That is specifically items that my grandmother and I made and items that Douglas and I have picked up on our travels. And of real interest is underneath the tree is a dear friend's, our tree skirt we use every year is her wedding gown. She's no longer with us, but we keep her here by placing her wedding gown as our tree skirt every year, and the veil is located at the top of the Christmas tree. In our entry hall, we do like to have just it lit up every year and have all of the stockings of all of our animals that we've ever had going up and down the staircase, and we like to take the time to write little notes to them each year and put them inside the stockings. Our dining room is the really interesting room of the house because it's the only room that has a dental molding below the chair rail, and I've not seen that in many Georgetown homes before. We have the table is set with Czechoslovakian china and sterling silver this year, and we always like to start out that room with these specific blue ribbons that you'll see, and we then go and add in fresh greenery and candlelight and more. So the season of the house is filled with candlelight and fresh greens mixed in with artificial, beautiful ribbons, and we just open up the house to entertain. We hate that we can't have you here this season. The COVID crisis, of course, has gotten us not having the house open this year, but we are more than happy to have you in this way, to come into your home and spend time here in ours too. In our den, we always put the real Christmas tree every year. This year we're featuring an 8-foot Christmas tree that we got here locally, and all of the ornaments are pretty much made by us or family pieces or been gifts from friends throughout the years. That tree is always the one that's in colorful lights and more whimsical, and so we like to keep the house, the layers of the house to show, and the theme of each room to go along with the feeling of the Christmas tree that goes in. It goes along with the feeling of each room. So as you go throughout and you look at the photos, just know that everything in the home is family pieces and things that we've gathered once again throughout our travels, and love sharing it with the Georgetown community. The front porch on the house is a space where we spend all of our time. We've divided it into rooms and different seating areas and dining areas outside. The front porch is not as old as the house. So we are old barn of a house is what I call it, but the front porch was a later addition, and we hope that you enjoy seeing the front porch also today.
That was lovely, and those decorations. Thank you so much to Kevin Giroux and Douglas Waldrop for sharing their home and their beautiful decorations.
Lauren, I think it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Now we're traveling to a historic home on Orange Street, which was built in 1890 by George Condon Jr.
In 1924, the home was purchased by the Woodcock family, who owned the Coca-Cola bottling company right next door. After 1920, the house did some growing. An addition was added on the left, the rear wing was expanded. Later, a portico replaced the two-tiered porch, and a second-level balcony was added. Gorgeous. Agner family, thank you so much for all the great holiday ideas.
Now we're going to travel down historic Front Street and see what some of the shop owners have done down there. It's been absolutely a great Christmas this year with them. They are doing a Grinch theme, and so you'll enjoy that. You know, Front Street was part of the original layout of Georgetown by Joshua Scriven, and it was a whopping 100 feet wide when it was first laid out. The clock tower was actually built in 1788.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bride was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lame, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and then we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the
Next, we travel to historic Willowbank and the home of the Willie family, and that's our neighborhood also. The cozy neighborhood that we live in used to be the site of a rice mill owned by the Mann family. In 1886, the Tarbox family bought Willowbank, and when they weren't farming the land, they were tinkering with improvements to a brand new kind of transportation. In 1911, Gurdon Tarbox flew an airplane from the Willowbank property towards Winyaw Bay and then turned around and brought it back to land and became the first South Carolinian to fly.
Hello and welcome to our home, Bob and Carol Willie, and we're pleased to be able to celebrate Christmas, the holidays with you. This is our 7th Christmas in Georgetown. Our home is located in the Willowbank section of town, a wonderful little community, and we're only the second owners of our home, going all the way back to 1948 or 49, thereabouts. And so we're just honored to be able to be a part of our Yuletide reflections and to celebrate together with you. Welcome to our home.
I have a reputation among family and friends for going crazy for Christmas. My grandfather was an interior decorator, and everything that usually sat out on all the surfaces in the downstairs was put away for Christmas, and everything was decorated. My mom continued the tradition, and so do I. So we put out different decorations in each room. We have 10 themed Christmas trees. One is a live tree this year, which we were very excited to be able to go and pick out a live tree. Usually we go to Pennsylvania, where all the family is, to see the kids and grandkids, and we're gone for a couple of weeks, so we can't have a live tree. So this year, the upside of COVID for us is we have a beautiful live Christmas tree. Throughout the house, we have 10 different themed trees, and you can try to figure out what the theme is for each one. We also collect nativities. We have over 200, I think it's about 218, Bob counted, different nativities from all around the world. Some we've gotten when we travel. Many have been gifts from people. Once someone knows you collect something like that, you get lots of gifts, and we love it. We love all of them. So you will see lots of those. We have angels, we have hedgehogs. We go crazy for Christmas. Bob collects singing snowmen and so forth, so if you ever want to stop by, he will play all of those for you. The grandkids love those. You'll also enjoy seeing, I'm sure, the 1920s dollhouse, still with all the original furnishings, which I have decorated for Christmas. It was my mom's, and then I played with it, and my daughter played with it. So that's a family treasure that we love putting out at Christmas too. So again, thank you for coming to our home, and enjoy everything that you see.
adorable decorations. And if you didn't know, Bob Willie is the president of the Friends of the Georgetown Library. Bob, thank you for all you do. We really appreciate you.
Yes, we do. And next, we're going to be visiting the Mary Mann House. Come along with us. This gorgeous home was built in 1775 for Mary, a 24-year-old spinster, using lumber from her father's plantation at Mansfield. Mary married in 1785, and the home stayed in the family for a century. Much of the house is original, including the woodwork, the plaster, the chimneys, and the hearth tiles.
But we've got a special treat for you because there is a party on the front lawn.
That is some impressive Christmas cheer. Jim Doyle, you have outdone yourself this year.
Next, we head over to South Condon Street, where Mayor Brendan Barber's family shares their wonderful light show with us. Many of the homes in this area were built in the 1920s and the 1930s as the Atlantic Coast Lumber Company and international papers settled in nearby.
And to all our citizens in the city of Georgetown and the county, Pamela and I would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and please stay safe and well. God bless you.
The halls with boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la.
What a lovely way to light up the night. Merry Christmas and thank you to the Barber family.
Next, come with us as we go back to the Historic District, and we're going to visit the Goldbach family. Their bungalow-style Queen Street home, built in 1920, is the perfect setting for a family holiday. Thank you so much, Goldbach family. We really appreciate it.
Now it's time to remember the reason for the season as we head over to First Baptist Church on High Market Street. Baptists have been worshiping in Georgetown County since 1710 when Reverend William Screven settled here.
His son, Reverend Elijah Screven, built the Black Mingo Meeting House in 1726. It was used for many years until a church was built in Georgetown on Church Street. Today, the Antipedo Baptist Cemetery is all that remains of that early church.
A wooden structure was built in the early 1800s, and a brick church was built in the early 1900s. Today's sanctuary was built in 1997 and has over 15,000 square feet.
Hello, my name is Jay Holmes, and I am the Minister of Music here at First Baptist Church of Georgetown, and I'd like to welcome you to our sanctuary. Yes, we are decorated for Christmas, but like everything else in the world, we're decorating a little differently this year. Normally, behind me would be a 23-foot tall singing Christmas tree that holds about 85 people, and we would actually have started on this tonight. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we were unable to do that. We're unable to have our choir. So we're doing something a little different this year, and we would invite you to be a part of it. Beginning this Sunday evening with a live stream, we are doing a Christmas music program entitled Once Upon a Holy Night, and it features our amazing instrumentalists and some of our very talented soloists and ensembles, as well as some lights and things that you might recognize a few of those from the Singing Christmas Tree. But we invite you to tune in Sunday night, or maybe catch it anytime over the holidays. I think it's going to be on Facebook, possibly on our church website and some other social media avenues. So we hope you'll take part. Right now, because of some other things that are happening in the life of our church, we invite you to be a part of our morning worship services on Sundays. We have two services, one at 9 o'clock and one at 11 o'clock. And although we do not require masks for everyone, we encourage people who come, especially to that first service, to wear a mask, and strongly encourage it for the other service as well. But we'd love to have you come and worship with us any of these Sundays during the Advent and Christmas season, or just any time at First Baptist Church. We just want to take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope that you will remember the reason for the season. It's about a whole lot more than just poinsettias and Christmas trees and lights and music. It's about the birth of the Savior of the world, Jesus Christ, and God coming to us in human form, God with us, Emmanuel. So I hope that that will be the special time for you to consider that this Christmas season. And we just want to wish all of you from the First Baptist Church of Georgetown a very Merry Christmas, and let's all hope that 2021 is going to be a whole lot better than 2020 in the new year.
Now we get to visit the Beckman family on Broad Street.
This historic home was built in 1896 by Michael Manheim, a local merchant who owned a business on Front Street. The home was purchased by Dr. Herman D. Beckman in the 1900s and has been in the family ever since. I think you spent some time there as a kid, didn't you?
A lot of time there, but we're not talking about that. You're welcome, Decatur.
Thank you, Susan and Decatur Beckman, for sharing your home and your holiday splendor.
Now we travel to the St. James Street home of Mary Lou and John Kenny. Full disclosure, Mary Lou's my sister, and this is where I grew up. This picturesque two-story was built in 1907 on land that used to be part of Greenwich Plantation. The property was also owned by Captain Rennie Cathoo, who went to sea as a young teen and soon made fishing his career. He operated the first shrimp boat in Georgetown's port. In 1956, Mary Lou's parents, and mine, bought the home.
Good morning and welcome to our home. We are John and Mary Lou Kenny, and we are delighted to have the library include our house on this video tour. You are in our living room in a house that was built in 1907, and my parents bought it 66 years ago. And John and I have been living in it since we moved back in 2012 to be with my mom, and then we bought the house when my mom passed away. When you see our Christmas tree, you'll see it is a very old-fashioned Christmas tree. It is made up of ornaments from all of our grandchildren, and we have 8 of them, and ornaments from when I was a child. So it is a trip down memory lane whenever we put our Christmas tree up.
And I'd like to claim credit for doing all the things that you're going to see on this video, but I went downtown to my office while Mary Lou did it all, so it's wonderful.
Mary Lou and her friend Ann Hardis did it all. When you get into our den or our family room in a little bit, you will see a collection of Santas. I don't even know how many there are anymore, but I've probably been collecting them for the last 30 years. So you'll see some that are very old, and then my newest one I got from Carolina Charm, and it's Santa in his pajamas with slippers on, and it is the cutest thing. When we moved back into the house in 2012, we lived here about 5 years with my mom, and then when John and I bought the house, we did a somewhat major, John would call it a major, I would call it a minor renovation. But, you know, in this room, which is just like it was when I was a little girl, except for the paint and the pictures and the window treatments, and we recovered all the furniture, but the kitchen was the major renovation and adding a laundry room. But other than that, it is truly the house that I grew up in, and it is so much fun to be living here, isn't it?
Fantastic, love it.
Actually, it was John's idea. He always wanted to move back to Georgetown when we retired. I was a little more hesitant than he was, and I certainly wasn't planning to move as quickly as we did, but we love living here and are thrilled that we made the decision, and we're happy to welcome you to our home.
Wonderful. Now let's take a look at the beautiful lights at the Kaminsky House Museum. This historic home was built in 1769 by the Trappier family and has been home to a Georgetown sheriff, a mayor, Front Street merchants. It's got a long and storied history. Today it's a house museum, and if you haven't been, come to Georgetown and go to the Kaminsky House. It is well worth it.
Just beautiful. Now we're going to visit Tim and Denise Chapman on Orange Street. Everyone knows Tim and Denise. This couple has done so much and so much good for the residents of Georgetown for so many years. Looking forward to seeing their house.
Welcome to the home of Timothy and Denise Chapman. And so we're sitting here in what we call our quiet room. And this is my creation, the tree, with a little help from Tim. I just wanted to say something really I think is significant about this room is this mirror right here. I think that this mirror is actually probably about 70 years old. It was a mirror that was attached to my grandmother's dresser, and my uncle had it for a very long time, and so when he passed, Tim and I just thought it would be so unique to sort of keep that in the family. So that's what's really unique about this particular room. The next room that we'll see is our dining room, and you're going to see a beautiful picture of my grandmother. And I'm not sure about the age. My sisters and I, we sort of speculate, and we think she's probably maybe about 5, maybe 6 at the most. And the picture is actually a painting. One of my sisters served in the Air Force, and the original painting is black and white. And so she just had another painting for all of us so that we can have one. And when you see it, of course, you're going to say that I look exactly like her. One of my favorite things to do, and one of the things that I am going to miss tremendously this holiday is entertaining. Tim and I, we love to entertain. So what you'll see in the dining room, you'll see a homemade pound cake, some Christmas eggs, that's what I like to call them, I don't say devil egg, Christmas eggs, some homemade mini sweet potato tarts, and some croissants, and maybe something to highlight it, could go with it. And of course, Tim added his dish. He took his time and he shelled some pecans, and so he put those out. But the other thing that a lot of folks don't know about Tim, during the holiday, we normally eat really late because he's so busy cooking for others. We are going to miss having folks drop in. They'll always find red velvet cupcakes, red velvet cake, sweet potato pies. There's always something, and of course some of Tim's fresh grown vegetable, either collard greens or something like that. On the outside, you're going to find there's a lot of stuff. Actually, I went shopping in Tim's backyard. So I'm always fussing at him about creating and keeping so much stuff. But Sunday, I just had a ball. Sunday, I was so tired, I went shopping in his backyard, and I found so much stuff. We are just so grateful, and we really thank you guys for selecting us to be a part.
Festive indeed. Thank you, Chapman family. Now we're heading to Duncan Memorial Methodist Church that is completely bedecked in beauty.
The Methodists arrived in Georgetown in 1785. The first church and burial ground was built on Orange Street, across from the current church. The current buildings date to 1901 and was one of the first buildings in Georgetown to boast electric lights.
Well, Merry Christmas. I'm Reverend Rossiter Chellis, and I'm the pastor here at Duncan Memorial United Methodist Church. So on behalf of our entire congregation, I would like to welcome you to our church, where the people called Methodists have been worshiping and praising God since 1785. We are currently holding in-person worship on Sunday mornings, though we are taking specific precautions and we're also following specific protocols so that we can provide for a safe worship environment during this era of COVID-19. But we are also streaming our services online, and we're doing that through our Facebook page. You can find that on Facebook, obviously, at Duncan Memorial United Methodist Church. Our worship committee has worked extra hard this year to prepare our worship space, even though it's a little bit different from years past. And the reason was we wanted to make sure that our online worshipers could see our Christmas decorations as part of their worship experience as well. Of course, our music ministry's Christmas cantata is a highlight of the year. But unfortunately this year we did not feel like we could offer that music program safely. So we do look forward to being able to do that in the years to come. But this year we're also going to be doing that a little bit differently as well. In place of the cantata, our music director, Mary Ruth Ragland, and also our choir have prepared a special music program. And we're going to be having that this coming Sunday on December the 13th. At this time, we do plan on holding an in-person candlelight service on Christmas Eve at 5 p.m. Again, both the music program and our Christmas Eve service will be streamed live through our Facebook page. So we do hope that you will find a way to worship with us and to participate in those worship experiences this year. I just pray that God may continue to bless you and keep you during this season of Advent. So on behalf of Duncan Memorial, Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for joining us for this tour of Georgetown, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. If you're seeing this online and you've never visited Georgetown, we hope you'll come and see us very soon.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be with you today, and thank you so much to the homeowners for allowing us into their homes and for them showing us their beautiful homes and their decorating tips and sharing their history with us. Come visit Georgetown, either Christmas, spring, summer, or fall. Thanks so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry
Stay
Christmas.
safe.